Hello and welcome again to the cockpit of the 777. I decided I would do a quick video, or relatively quick video, regarding installing the approach procedure into the FMC. And that's because I don't want to wait until top of the descent to do it all in a hassle and a hurry. So I'll explain how we'll set up the FMC and the navigation display and so on to fly the VOR approach 02 into Jerez Airport Lima Echo Juliet Romeo. So as you can see here, we are continuing on the flight. This is Coral, which is the final waypoint of the Tenerife North Coral 4 Juliet departure out of runway 30. And we are just 15 nautical miles inbound Coral. And once we leave Coral, we will be flying on the Uniform Golf 5 airway to Casablanca, and from there on towards the south of Spain. So, how do we install the approach into the FMC? Well, first what I'm going to do is change to plan mode, plan view here. If I zoom out enough, you can see this is Tenerife North. That's the aircraft right there, sorry. And as you see, we're flying on the 060 radial out of Lima Zulu Romeo VOR. Let's go to departure arrival pages, and here you see GCXO, and that's because we are so close to the departure airport that the FMC thinks we want to turn back, to return to land at our departure airport. That's not the case, so we'll go to index, route 1, Lima Echo Juliet Romeo arrivals. There it is. Okay, so now if you have your approach chart and your standard arrival charts, which I will link to in the description of this video, you see we'll be arriving using the VOR, the Victor Juliet Foxtrot 1 Tango arrival. And the arrival is straightforward. It's just a straight line from VOR to Cubas, which is the IAF, the initial approach fix. So let's go ahead and look for VOR 1 Tango. There it is. And as you see, this VOR 1 Tango only allows us a VOR approach to runway 02. So we'll do that. And the transition is Cubas, which is our IAF. So let's go to the next page and see what happened here. You see, that's VOR, Cubas, and then he will do a backdrop turn and follow the arc. Yeah, this looks exactly right on the chart, like on the chart. So we'll execute this. There it is. Go again to the next page. So, we'll do back. As you can see here, on the chart, Cubas is our AAF. If you call the VOR runway 02, you see you're supposed to be at 4,000 feet at Cubas, 4,000 or above. I'm not a fan of using the or aboves. I like the aircraft to be exactly at 4,000 feet, or at this altitude it's supposed to be at, because if you see here, he's calculated to be at 9,800 feet. To me that's too high. I give up. I have a bit of a paranoia here. I like to come in low and slow. That's because I'm used to years of flying alone on the aircraft. There's nobody here to help me. So in order to avoid the workload skyrocketing to the going to the sky through the roof, I like to anticipate a lot and come in slow and low. Not exactly low or slow, but I don't like hassling down with the speed brakes fully deployed and being 10,000 feet, 10 miles from the airport. So I won't use this 9,800 calculated altitude here. In fact, what I'm going to do is tell the aircraft that I want it to be at 210 knots and 4,000 feet at Cubas. And you will see the altitude here at Vejer will drop considerably. Let's see, from 14,000 feet to, let's execute, we will calculate that again, to 7,000 feet. So it dropped 6,000 feet, the computed altitude over the VOR at Vejer. So, as you see, Cubas 210 at 4,000 feet. Then, if you have a look at the chart, at Cubas there is a holding pattern. So, you come in this way from the south, okay, but you are supposed to take this DME arc. So how do you do that? Well, the way to do it is to break off to the right into the holding pattern. I think usually you turn 30 degrees to the right, you start the chrono, and 1 minute later you turn inbound. That's how you do the backdrop turn. But here the FMC calculated it automatically. You can set up I don't know if this is a real waypoint or if it's a computed waypoint, meaning the FMC invented it. I'm not sure, but I accept it because I like it. I like how it looks. It's going to be doing a teardrop. That's the word, teardrop. And to turn back into Cubas and then intercept this arc here. So I'm continuing to set the altitudes. If you see I want him to be intercepting the VOR here. This is mile 15 out of Jerez. Let's see, it says 2,500 or above. I want him to be exactly at 2,500 and also a bit slow. There. That's the intermediate fix, Charlie Delta. And next, this is where the final approach fix. And I want him to be at approach speed, which I'm guessing will be, I don't know what the speed will be, but let's say it's 145. And I want him to be at 1,600 feet, which is the final approach fix altitude. I don't like the little A's hanging off the altitudes. So I will execute that. And zoom out a little. So, next what I'm going to do is, since this is a VOR approach, non-precision approach, I want to set the fixes so to resemble the chart. What I'm going to do is going to my fix page. I love making use of the fix page. In fact, the 777 has 4 fix pages, which I like a lot. The 767 only has 2 fix pages. By the way, before we do anything else, let's check where the top of the descent is. Okay, now that I updated the route, this is Casablanca right there. Let's look outside, see if we can see the coast. That's the coast of Africa. Back into the cockpit. So what was I doing? Yeah, I wanted to check where the top of the descent is. So I guess I can do that. Zooming out here. There it is, approximately 320 miles away. So I guess we'll be reaching it in some 45 minutes, more or less. Yeah, sounds 45 minutes. Also, what I want to do is delete the previous fix information I was using on my standard departure. I will delete that as well. I won't be needing those anymore. That's Lecher. I already inputted a fix for the airport, which I always like to have. And if I go to nav.rad page, you see Echo Sierra Sierra VOR here has been tuned in automatically, because once you tune a VOR, for example, let's tune in. I will pre-select the Jerez VOR here, and I will ask him to tune this VOR, Jerez, which is 113.00. It's out of reach right now, so you see it's not reading DME. You see the little M. This means manual. This means I did manually force him to tune this VOR. The way to revert this to auto-tuning is to delete this entry. So I hit delete and line selected. Now he automatically tuned Echo Sierra Sierra. You see the needle here. The VOR 112.7 and DME distance to this VOR Echo Sierra Sierra. I'm also going to delete Lima Zulu Romeo here and see what he does. Again, he's using the same VOR. And he uses these VORs for updating the position, the FMC coordinates, position. So the FMC position is a mixture of inertial reference system, the GPSs, and navigation aids. So it's there's a logic to the system, and there are hierarchy rules. But the system is always going to try to have at least two sources of information. You see here GPS. If I hit pause, position, that's radial. You see 00. RNP, that's the precision of our. Here you can see this is required. I think this is required navigation precision, 2 nautical miles. That's required to fly this airway, and ANP means actual navigation. Maybe it's performance, actual navigation performance. And you see 0.07, so it's way better than required. So we're good to go. I will turn this off. Now. So I'm pre-selecting. I'm setting here the VORs I'm going to be using in the approach, which are basically just the Jerez VOR, Juliet Romeo Zulu, and also the Victor Juliet Foxtrot VOR, which is Vejer de la Frontera. Vejer de la Frontera is a very nice little town in the hill. You should pay a visit ever if you go to southern Spain. Have a look at Vejer. So here they are pre-selected. So now I'm going to go to the fix page. Again, bring it to map mode. Zooming in, you see the green donut indicating Lecher. So my first fix is going to be Jerez, because that's the main approach VOR. There it is highlighted. Bearing, the inbound radial is 203 and inbound course is 023. I'm going to put 023. There it is at 10 miles, which is the final approach fix. There you see this 10 DME arc intersecting the final approach fix. Again, 023 at 15. This is the intermediate approach fix. Right there. In fact, I will also set radial 197 at 19, because you're supposed to be flying the 19 DME arc. There it is, this 19 DME arc, and this point that's here, I can't read it, this one, that's the intersection of this radial with the 19 arc, which is telling you where you're supposed to leave the arc to intercept the inbound radial to the runway. Okay, very nice. So now I'm going to use a second page for the Jerez VOR as well, because I still didn't input the approach, the go-around procedure. And going around calls for flying runway heading till the Jerez VOR, overflying Jerez, and then turning right to intercept and follow the 0902 radial to mile 9. There it is. And then you should turn to Becher, and Becher is my second VOR. There it is, Becher. I'm going to set Cubas. Cubas is at 17 miles from Becher. There it is. So let's move back to the legs page. Echo Sierra Sierra VOR, Boston, Ruby, Becher. So once we reach Becher, we are supposed to leave Becher on the 016 radial, out to Cubas, fly the teardrop, back into Cubas using the 016 radial, and then leave that radial at 19 DME of Becher to intercept and follow the DME arc 19, leaving this arc upon crossing radial 197, which is right here, and then turning to the inbound radial of 203, the final radial. To runway. The go-around procedure calls for flying runway heading straight to Jerez, and leaving Jerez, turning, overflying Jerez on runway heading, turning right to intercept the outbound radial 0902 up to mile 9, and then fly to Cubas to join the hold at Cubas. So that's it, the approach is perfectly installed now into the FMC. Now the only thing we have to do is lean back and wait for the top of the descent. Which is here. Let's see if I can go to progress page. Top of the descent is going to be in some 33 minutes. Let's enjoy the outside view. There is the coast of Africa. We're flying straight into Casablanca. See the wing flex. Remember that the ground, this wingtip goes much lower. These are the huge General Electric 90-110B. I think that's the name. that's a nice view, isn't it? Might be using this for the video thumbnail. So now we're reaching reaching 20 miles out. Any minute we'll be reaching Echo Sierra. The approach is installed, everything is ready for descent. And now I'm logging off. And I hope you join me back in the third part of this video tutorial. And we'll cover descent approach, the VOR approach into Jerez. And I might even maybe do a go around and see how it's done. Okay, see you then. Bye bye.